Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Let's do the Chumash first, then we'll do Tanya, switching it up a little bit. All right, so we're going to do Chumash on page 39. No, thank you. All right, Chamishi, Chumash 39, page 39, verse 1. Vayidaber Hashem Moshe le'emor, Hashem said to Moshe, saying, next page. Tavis b'nei Yisrael and Martalim command the children of Israel. You should hear to them as Karbani Lachmi Lishai. Is the famous Kriya Torah reading for the holiday for Rosh Chodesh and the holidays. This is a pretty is oft repeated laning. Tavis b'nei Yisrael Martalim command the children of Israel. Say to them as Karbani Lachmi Lishai. My carbon, my food for the fire, for my fire, on my fire. Reach nichaychi should be a pleasing fragrance to me. Tishmenu, you should watch la'akarev li b'mayadai, to offer it at its appointed time. Okay, Beis. Tavis b'nei Yisrael, command the children of Israel. Ma omer l'mayla, what was stated above? Yifked Hashem. We had yesterday's Chumash was the portion about Moshe asking Hashem to appoint a leader when I pass away for Moshe to take over. So this is kind of segues to this today's Chumash. Hashem sort of is kind of like in a way intimating back. You're asking what's going to be after you pass away and how I should appoint a leader. Yeah, if you're planning for after your passing, Moshe, I want you to command them about some fundamentals for me, such as the daily, monthly, holiday sacrifices. So it's like we're dealing with, important stuff all around. Mashal Bas Melech, this is a parable to a princess. She was about to pass away. She was dying. She was ill, and she was going to pass away young. She called her husband, and she called him to instruct the husband how he should take care of her kids, their kids, when she's away. Hire a nanny, whatever So the husband said to her, before you command me how to take care of the children, or instruct me, pikti as banei alai, instruct my sons regarding me. They should not rebel on me, and they should not act in a humiliating manner towards me. As is stated in Sifri. Karbani, my offering, Zadam. This refers to the blood. Lachmi.
Why the blood? Why the blood?
Because that was we say karban means what was offered. What was like offered on
the blood was already gone. If it was slaughtered properly, there was no blood.
No. They would slaughter the animal, and they would collect some of the blood in a bowl.
But that did not constitute the sacrifice. The sacrifice was really the flesh, the meat, the muscle. So I
So
don't understand
Rashi,
what Rashi's saying.
Rashi quotes in the bottom, footnote 107. Rashi in the Talmud, Menachos 28, states the blood is called the carbon because it is the main part of the sacrifice. You
Wow, I didn't know that. Is that
remember the
true?
dashing? Remember the dashing of the blood on the corners? Remember that? If that
Yep.
sound familiar?
Yeah. You do
So
that first.
that was first. What?
That was done first, I believe.
The zrika, yeah, the dashing the blood.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, I'm sorry.
So apparently that's the main, which makes sense, by the way, because there's a method to this madness. Life force, and you're expiating the life force.
The life force
I mean, probably the flesh
resides
also.
in the blood. The
Yeah,
nefesh is in the blood.
exactly. Ishai, you shall watch over my offering and lachmi, my food. Elu emurin. This refers to the fats. I'm sorry, to the burnt portions, the flesh. Ishai, for my fires, meaning that which is given on my fires of my altar. Tishmiru, you shall literally guard. What does it mean guard? Shiu koinim levim yisrael al gabav. There was kohanim levim Israelites standing over it. Mekan lamdu v'tiknu mamodes. From here, our sages derived and instituted mamodes. Mamodes. We know that there were kohanim, right, by the altar. Levites were also around because so basically, a lot of times the public offerings were on behalf of the community. So usually, when you have an individual bring a carbon, they bring it, they go to the Ezra's Nashim or somewhere in the outer areas of the temple, and they bring it, and sometimes they lean their hand, they wave it, and then there's a Levi, somewhere in the vicinity, and then there's a Kohen somewhere in the vicinity. Fine. So but what about when you're doing a carbon on behalf of the Klal Yisrael? You can't have everybody come, so they would institute mamadis. Mamadis were basically rotations of representatives. So Kohanim had a rotation of families. 24. Levites also did. And they would select some Yisraelim who I believe, I'm not exactly sure how far they went. I think they might have prayed in Jerusalem at that time, but they were kind of like on call to represent the Klal Yisrael.
Wow.
Yeah. It says they took an active part in the service. I'm not sure what they actually did is a good question. What did the Yisraelim do in the
Mishkan?
Hamikdash. They gathered in synagogues in Jerusalem. No. I take it back. It says they would get. It says they helped. How could they help if they can't go? I'm a little bit hazy of what they did. Those, it says, that couldn't come to the temple, they would pray in synagogues and to spiritually represent the community.
Yeah, but the Israel that was doing for the whole kahila, what did they do? We don't know.
They had tasks assigned to them during their designated weeks, the Yisraelim.
It says Azara, that's the courtyard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that makes sense, because they can't approach.
right.
It says they would join the Kohanim and the Leviim in the Beis Hamikdash. What would they do?
Well,
I guess they went as far as an owner
They
could
could
go.
go.
Yeah. All right.
They prayed.
I'm not sure. It sounds like they prayed. Witnessed it. Yeah.
Maybe all that.
That's what it sounds like. Okay.
All right, we don't know, but we're guessing. What, you want to try this?
No, I got to get the
Which one?
charger.
This one?
No, my charger. I'm to get this. My computer's going to die.
Oh, that-
Under,
that
it's the one. It's plugged in on the left side under the. Just take it out of the plug. The cable. It's a computer cable. Thank you. They have to bring at their appointed time. Every day is the appointed time for the regular offerings. And this is telling us that they have to bring even a state of impurity every day, no matter what. Gimel, v'yamar talahem, you shall say to them, Zeh ha'yisheh, this is the fire offering, Asher takrivu l'Hashem, that you shall offer up to Hashem, kivasim neishanos imimim, 2 perfect sheep, Shnaim leim the summit, two perfect sheep in their first year per day, two per day as a regular oila tamid, a regular burnt offering. The Yamar Talem, you should say to them, Azra Basin, this is an instruction to Basin. You have to oversee, make sure this is done. Just going to move the computer for a second. Shnayim Layoim. Thank you so much. Okay, so Shnayim Layoim, 2 per day. Kipshote means as it's straightforward meaning applies. Yikari Ba'lamed, its main purpose is to teach us that they are slaughtered facing the sun of the day. The Tamid Shel Shachar, the morning Tamid offering, is is facing the west. Is in the west, facing the sun in the east, and the afternoon offering, it is slaughtered in the east of the rings.
What is the ring? What do they mean by ring? R-I-N-G.
The rings were, I believe, where they held the animals. Was to hold the animal in place
They're on the floor,
on the
right?
floor.
So what is it, a pen or something?
Something.
No, it held them down.
A
as
holder,
they did
yeah.
the Holy Kahuna. So they wouldn't, just run away or whatever.
Well,
So it's
the ring is a
opposite.
pen. It's a pen. It's something. It's a little pen for the animal. Is that correct?
Line
The rings were on the floor. There
to
were
hold
many of
it.
them.
Yeah, if you call it, if a pen is a holder, it's a
Yeah.
pen.
Like a little fenced-in ring.
Something like that.
A fence. That is correct or not correct?
It's a ring on the floor.
What do you make? How do you make the ring, Pesach?
It's a metal. I believe it's a metal ring that's bolted to the floor or somehow on the floor to hold them. But the rabbi's looking it up.
Okay, thank you.
Tosafos, Yoma 62, 24 rings at the north side of the altar, according to footnote 113.
There are 24 iron rings set in the floor of the courtyard, 12 feet, 8 cubits from the northern edge of the altar. These rings held the animals steady during the slaughter of the sacrifices. The rings were in the area, they were placed in an area 24 cubits square, 6 rows of 4 rings each. Each ring was a half circle, hinged on one side. The hinged side, I'm not sure what hinged means. allowed the ring to be lifted. Oh, there you go. So the animal's head could be inserted and then locked down to secure it. The rings were positioned so the animal would be facing south when secured. Each watch of Kohanim was assigned a specific ring for their shifts. However, the Tamid offering, which we're talking about, was always slaughtered in a specific ring in both the morning and afternoon, regardless of which watch was on duty.
Wow.
Why do you need 24 rings when you only sacrifice two sheep?
There's other animals
Per
besides the
day.
Tamid. There's many more karbanes. That was just the Tamid offering. There's many other offerings in the day.
24 rings is the same as the 24 groups. Is that
Maybe this is
Probably
maybe
measured
that's a good point.
So the two animals, the two mincha, and the shacharit and mincha, those were two of the 24 rings. Is that correct?
Yes, they had specific rings for those two daily Tamid offerings.
And so that leaves 22 left.
For
And
other
those
stuff,
what was the
those
other
were-
stuff?
those were given each as we said earlier, there was, well, here, 1 second. Each watch, we said every kohen had a watch, right? Which I
Yeah.
think it was one watch at a time,
What do you mean
meaning there's 24 groups,
by that? Right,
one group per time.
right.
So it sounds like each group had a special ring for their shifts.
Uh-huh.
So it sounds almost like most would be empty.
Remember, too, a lot of the holidays, there were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of carbonas. So maybe they use that too.
All right, let's go and let's continue. We can't get too much into this today. Okay. Shnayim layaim, we said that. Okay. Dalid. You shall carry out the service of one sheep in the morning, and the second sheep, you shall carry out in the afternoon. Even though it was already stated in Va'at, this is what you shall offer. That was an instruction just for the days of consecration. But here he commanded them for all generations. That was an instruction for the days of consecration. But here he's commanded them for all generations. So we talked about this already. So this is for that was for the opening week. This is for forever. The laws of bringing the daily karbanos. Hey, Vasir says mincha, you shall offer a tenth of an ephah of fine flour as a mincha belula b'shem mincha sisir and mixed with a quarter hand of pressed olive oil. Selis a mincha, fine quality flour. This is the minchas nesachim, the meal offering for the poured libations. Vav oilas tamid. This should be a burnt offering. Hasiyah bar Sinai, like those that service was carried out at Mount Sinai. The reach nichayach has a pleasing aroma. Ishal Hashem, a fire offering for Hashem. Rashi Hasiyah bar Sinai. It says this was carried. Make them daily, like it was done at Mount Sinai. This means like those regular burnt offerings that were offered during the days of inauguration. Okay, so maybe that's one interpretation. Another one is actually at Mount Sinai. What's its Miyad Sinai? The verse links the regular burnt offerings with the oila that was done at Mount Sinai, the one that was done right before the giving the Torah. As it says there, Vayasam Ba'agones. Melam Shunakli teaches you here that the vessel is needed. What do we learn from this? Why are you making a comparison? Why? It's to say that you need a bowl for the blood, to gather the blood. That was clear there, and here we're just applying that here. Okay, Zayin, Oilas Tamid, the regular burnt offering, Asir Bar Sinai, that was made of Mount Sinai, as a pleasing aroma, Ishla Hashem, a fire offering for Hashem. I said that already. Zayin. Its poured offering shall be a quarter hin of wine, like Evzechad for each sheep, Bakedesh, pour Hasech Nesa Shechal on the holy altar, you shall pour an offering of intoxicating wine before Hashem. Rashi, the niskoi, the libation, the wine, Bakedesh Hasech, poured on the holy, meaning on the altar that is holy, you shall pour it. Nesach Shechar, it's a libation of intoxication. meaning it's yayin mishaker, intoxicating wine that had to have sat, fermented, excluding, of course, yayin megitai, freshly made wine, which is more like grape juice. Ches. And the second sheep, Tasa ben Arboyim, you shall carry out the service of the second sheep in the afternoon. Like the morning one, you bring like the morning meal offering and the morning libation, you should do it as well. A fire offering pleasing to Hashem. Famous words, Rashi quotes it a few times. Why is this offering called a reach nichayach, a pleasing aroma? Nachas, ruach, lafana, it is figurative. It gives God a sense of satisfaction.
Wow.
Shamarti, I spoke, I commanded, and v'nas v'tzoini, and my will was done. Seeing that the Jews are acquiescing to my, are listening to my command, gives a great nachas.
Wow, where are you saying the word acquiesce?
Wrong word. I take it back.
Hashem is happy.
The fact that Jews agree and they do what God says makes Hashem have a reach nichayach, a spirit of satisfaction.
Wow.
That's a personality trait for Hashem, because it's very intriguing and very unusual in my mind. And yet we have to be very careful to stay away from the intoxication. Look what happened to Nadav and Avihu.
Right. Exactly. Tess, Shabbos, and on the Shabbos day, two perfect sheep in their first year, with 2 tenths of an ephah of flour, seilas mincha, for the mincha, Belulav Hashem v'niskai, mixed with oil as well as the appropriate libation.
You remember what a hin is? I forgot the volume equivalent of a hin.
It's in there. It's in the back. I'll tell you if I can tell you, and you can it takes a minute. I'll look it up. Not in here. And this one they don't have it. I don't know what a hin is.
Half a gallon, I'm not sure.
He said, 3 ounce. I'm sorry, no.
2.81.
No. If you want to know exactly,
The ephah and the hin, they're both, they're volume offerings, I believe.
volume.
One of the hin must be liquid and an ephah must be volume.
It is
There is a 2.81 gallons, but I don't know what that goes to.
And I have to look onto him. Sorry.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you very much.
Tess. So Shabbos, we say, you mean the Musaf offering is 2 sheep in the first year with the appropriate accompaniment. Yod Ola Shabbos Shabbatoi, the Ola of the Shabbat should be offered on its Sabbath. If you miss it, meaning if you miss it, then you can't bring it next week double. Al Ola Satam Miniska, besides the daily Tamid and its port offering. Rashi. Ola Shabbos Shabbatoi, you have to bring every Shabbat offering in its Shabbat, and not its Shabbos for another Shabbos. Meaning if you missed, because you might have thought if I missed last week, I could bring 2 this coming week.
Makeup.
Talmud Leimer b'Shabbat, you got to bring each week on its own. You miss a day, you miss it forever. Alaylas hatamid, besides the regular morning tamid, besides the tamid that you do in the morning afternoon, Elu, this is what we call musafim.
If it's an ola, this thing is completely burnt to it.
Regular besides the true sheep of the Tamid. This is what we call in common parlance the Musaf offering.
So this is completely burnt, completely nothing left to eat or anything to waste.
Part of the Musaf Amida.
Yeah, the Musaf Amida is in place of this Musaf offering.
Right, and it quotes the.
And quotes this. Yeah.
Rabbi, what's parsley?
Speak.
No.
This tells us that you can't, nothing it teaches you here, that you have to bring this Musaf one between the morning and afternoon one. We say, basically everything is, the Musaf offering for Shabbos, and there'll be Musaf offerings for the holidays, are done between the Tamids of the daily.
Yeah, it's the beginning and the end of the day. Our bonus.
On the first days of the month, of your months, Rosh Chodesh, Takriva Hashem, offer a burnt offering to Hashem. Pardon, b'nei vakashnayim, two bulls, two young bulls, one ram, kvasim shana, and shivatimim, 7 sheep in their first year, all perfect. Yud Beis, Shloisha Sreinim, with a meal offering of 3/10 of an ephah, soilas mincha b'lav Hashemin, a fine Ushloisha Sreinim, a meal offering of 3/10, a fine quality flour, the lulav Hashem mixed with oil, a parachad for one bowl, each bowl. So 3/10, because bulls need more flour accompaniment. Shnei Esreinim, 2/10 of an ephah, says mincha, with fine flour for the mincha, lulav Hashem mixed with oil, ayal echad for one, for the ram. Shloisha Esreinim, kimishpat neschei Rashi, and the Rashi Beis in the bottom, kimishpat neschei par. This is follows the ratios of libations for the bulls. Shekin ksuvin beparshin nesachim. So they've been fixed in the section about the port offerings. Yud Gimel v'Saroni Saron sells mincha b'lav Hashem, and a meal offering of 1/10 of an ephah of fine quality flour mixed 1/10. Lulav Hashem mixed with oil, like have a for each sheep. Oila reach nechayach, a ola burnt offering it is a pleasing aroma, a spirit of satisfaction. Ish Hashem, of fire offering to God. Yudalid miniskehem, and their libations for the sheep is chatzi. Libations for all these above animals is chatzi, and half a hin yelapar for a bull. Shlish zayin, a third of a hin, ayal for a ram. That's 1/3 of a hin. Revius and the kavis yoin, and a quarter hin for each sheep of wine. Zeis ilas chedesh b'chadshai. This is the burnt offering of the month, l'chad shana, for every one of the months of the year.
Can I interrupt 1 second? And I'll shut up after this.
Well, let's just finish Rashi. Quick Rashi. Zos olas chodesh b'chadshai. This is the monthly burnt offering in its month. Why is it telling you this is the one? Because if you miss the day of Rosh Chodesh, you did not bring this offering, you give no recompense to bring it later.
Why?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now, does Hashem use our nostrils to smell the reach nichoach? Does he use us? Are we? He's smelling it vicariously through us, the Kohanim, who are there.
So it seems to me, from what Rashi said, and I can't say there's other ways to apply it, Rashi seems to not go in that vein. He says the idea of reach nichoach is a figurative sense of psychological satisfaction, not the idea of
Physical.
pleasure, physical sense.
Okay.
That's what Rashi said. I'm just.
All right.
Okay. Continuing on. When one young goat, and for Rosh Chodesh, a young goat, as a sin offering to God, before God. This is in addition, of course, again, to the daily tamid offering, burnt offering. He also these should be done with their with, of course, the port offerings accordingly. Rashi, Sirizim, one young goat. All Musaf offerings that are goats, they are coming to atone for what? for a kind of a a potential unaware sin of people entering the temple or even partaking in holy foods in a state of impurity. I think it's if they don't know, but whatever. Either way, as this is explained clearly in the Gemara in Shuas. And so that's typical. Most goat offerings are, when they're done, are done to atone for the sin of being in impurity and partaking of holy stuff. But this is the Rosh Chodesh goat offering is different because it says it's La Hashem. Oh, I'm sorry. For example, the young goat of Yom Kippur is for people that were impure and ate stuff or went to the holy places impure. But the Rosh Chodesh one is for unaware. It's when only God knows the person was impure. For example, a person that the Rosh Chodesh goat is atoning for a sin where there was no awareness of the sin, neither before or after, and that no one was aware of besides Hashem. That's before Hashem. And other goat offerings are derived from it.
What if there is no sin, in fact?
There was. We're saying there was, you just didn't know about it. And you're total.
And only God would know that.
It sounds like there's like on purpose impurity or mistaken. But here's an example of true mistaken impurity.
No.
Where you didn't realize you're impure to begin with, or you forgot. Let's say you forgot. You truly forgot. And then you went to the temple and you went out of the temple and you forgot. And later on you realize. So I think that, I'm not sure it's any saying, it's this type of sin pretending. It's about impurity. But yeah. And that's the way it goes. So this is what this is atoning for.
Hashem's chesed, kindness.
The Medrash says, Amra Kadosh Baruch Hu aviu kapor alai al shmiat yisreach. This is actually a very homiletical. This is, I don't know much Medrash. That Hashem is bringing a sacrifice for his quote unquote action, his offense that he diminished the moon.
Can that be true? Can that really be true? I mean, it's interesting if it is true. It's interesting if it's not true, but I wonder if that can be true. God is the essence of goodness.
He diminished his sun, right, or the moon, right?
So this is
in our eyes, but not really true physically, according to physics. Right. We know what's happening.
So
yeah, but the brightness of the moon went not as like it used to be like the sun.
The moon's diminishment of not being a self-producing light, only a reflector, that was what happened when God originally. There was two great luminaries. It says,
right.
Meaning the moon was the same gaseous, light heat generator as the sun.
Not true. Never true. Never true. The moon was part of the earth, I believe, and then it slowly lifted into the sky.
It says in when we do Kiz Lavana, please bring, and I might be adding a few words, please bring back the moon as it was brightness to the sun in the 7 days of creation, something like that.
Look, you have to do homework. The general gist is the moon was big. The moon complained. The moon was made small. There's a lot of mysticism. There's a lot of...
All right.
That's the simple Hebrew school version.
Well, that's good enough. That'll have to be good enough for me.
What the symbolism, what was going on, what was plan A, what was plan B. You have to go do some research. Chabad.org has good stuff on that. But that's the gist of it. So Hashem, when the moon, in this whole measures, the moon complained, why do I have to be the smaller one? So the Hashem says, you try to appease the moon, so to speak. Again, this is all philosophical. This is all like, symbolically. But at the end, it was an impasse. The moon was not conciliated. So Hashem says, okay, I will bring a sacrifice forever for this quote unquote offense to you on Rosh Chodesh, on your holiday.
Look up
It's a very, very deep idea. The whole idea of the moon and the sun and the light giver and the light reflector is a very big idea about the idea of haves and have-nots, of good and vacuum of good. So it's a very fundamental idea. It's all tzimtzum. It's very much in that. Yeah, it's a foundational. This measure actually is a foundational measures of the whole understanding of the way things are. Oh yeah.
Alan, Kiddush Levana is to feel. Look it up. It's
right. Look,
yeah, I've done it.
So
sometimes.
Review it. Look what it says there. Look at the commentaries there. You'll get some more detail. All right. This is, of course, besides the daily carbon. It's port offerings. Its port offering does not refer to the young goat, for there are no port offerings for sin offerings. So the Piniska is going on the tamid, not on the sin, because sin offerings don't have wine. Okay, now let us just pause our